that encounter with Jesus changes everything. I repeat, encounter with Jesus changes everything. You ask me, are there any evidence? As you turn our Bible to the book of Mark, chapter 5. Encounter with Jesus changes everything. In Mark chapter 4, Jesus gave so many parables. Then in the end, he decided to move across. He asked the disciples to get into the boat to take him across to the other side. While on the sea, the devil was after him. But he was fast asleep. And the story goes on that there was a wild storm on the sea. While he was sleeping, the disciples were struggling because they are used to the sea. They are seasoned fishermen. They can swim all the way to the land. But this time it was a different occasion. They were being tossed up and down. Before they realized they could no longer hold the fort. So they look around, at where they forget that Jesus was there. When they realized Jesus was there, they found him sleeping. When they woke him up, Master, Master, wake up. Don't you care that we are dying? Jesus, wake up and ask them, why do you fear? They say, peace, be still. Then there was peace, calmness. Then they landed on the other side, where it was inhabited by heathens in a region called the Decapolis, Gadarenes. Heathens live over there. Immediately Jesus came out from the boat. The desire of ages said that Jesus met the greatest challenge that he ever faced. They approach him, a naked man. All his disciples run away. The disciples run away. When they get out from the boat, all the disciples run away. Then the naked man, as a madman, went straight to Jesus. And then he worshiped him. The question to ask is, what happened? Jesus asked him a question. What is your name? And he answered, saying, my name is Legion, for we are many. A legion, according to tradition, represents a unit of Roman army. Each unit comprises of between 5 to 6,000 men. So, if the man says that his name is Legion, we know that his parents didn't give him that name. Then the question to us is, how come that he got that name? We were told that this man had no one. His family had given up on him. His friends had given up on him. The local authority in that area had given up on him. They tried all that they could do, but they couldn't contain him. I thought about, how would the family feel? How would the friends feel? But it happened to come to the one who can give him, save him from his troubles. So when Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" Said his name is Legion. When we look at the story, we're told that when he first met Jesus, he came and then bowed down and worshiped Jesus. How can a crazy man who had lost his senses come to the Savior and worship him? But the answer is not far-fetched. We're told that he begged Jesus, saying, "Please." First, he asked Jesus questions. First, when he saw Jesus, he acknowledged who Jesus was. When he saw Jesus from the fire running, saying, cried out with a loud voice, saying, "What have I to do with you, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I implore you by God that you do not torment me." This is a demon-possessed child, man, who is acknowledging who Jesus was. So his encounter with Jesus was not in vain. So Jesus said to him, "Come out of him." We were told that all the demons came out from him. But he begged Jesus that he shouldn't destroy them. He should send them into the pigs which were around. We were told that the demons left and went into the pigs. And then they went up the hill straight into the river. And they all died. The people who owned the herds were not happy because it was their source of their livelihood. When Jesus healed the man, he told Jesus, "Please, let me go with you." But Jesus said, "No. Go to your family and go and tell them what the Lord has done for you." While he was having a conversation with Jesus, the people from all the village came around and they saw the man sitting soberly, dressed. Initially, he was naked. He was dressed. He was in his right frame of mind, sitting at the feet of Jesus. But the people were not happy that he was healed because the source of their livelihood has been cut off. The red pigs, that side of the area was not inhabited by Jews. It was inhabited by foreigners, hidden people like Greece and other people. But they were not happy. They asked Jesus to leave the area because he has spoil their livelihood. The question to ask ourselves is, Jesus' encounter with this man was not coincident. Jesus knew that there was a soul he has to heal. He knew exactly where he was going. He knew exactly that he's going to meet somebody who needs to be set free. Because Jesus is not going to address that. He came to set the captives free. So, this is what he says. And when he got into the boat, the demon-possessed begged him that he might be with him. However, Jesus did not permit him, but said to him, "Go home to your friends and tell them what great things the Lord has done for you, and how he had compassion on you." And he departed and began to proclaim in Decapolis all that Jesus had done for him, and all marveled. Whether this was the first missionary that Jesus sent to those areas of Decapolis. The question to us is, on many occasions, Jesus tell people when he had compassion, did some miracle, tell people, do not tell anybody about what I told you, who healed you. But here, he told the man, go and tell your people. What is the difference? Because most of the healings that Jesus did, he did it for Jews. Are you getting me? The Jews who did not believe him. He said, you want a miracle. One miracle that you will see is you will see, put down this temple in 3 days, I will build it up. The Jews did not believe him. So Jesus asked this foreigner to take the message of salvation to Gentiles who do not believe. It is a story worth meeting. This man encounter with Jesus brought about his healing. Think about the families, his friends, the government at that area. They couldn't do anything about him. We were told that when they put on chains on him, he just tear the chains into pieces. And I understand he used to terrorize the people in the area. It was a terror to that area. So this person, demoniac who was saved, has got a message to tell people. When people see him and hear his message, they will believe. Brothers and sisters, what is your story? Have you encountered Christ? What was your experience? Think about the story. Because if Christ has done it to this madman, how can't he do it for you? We have in our homes some of our relatives who are mentally disturbed. Do we believe that Christ can do it for them? We have families who are struggling. Do we believe that if we encounter Christ and tell him what we want, will Christ do it for us? Because this madman asked Christ what he wanted, and Christ did it for him. Today is a day of prayer and fasting. What have you got? What is your petition that you put before Christ? yourself, our stony heart, unforgiving spirit, pride and haughty spirit, jealousy, looking down. Please, Christ is waiting for us. Let us encounter Christ. And when we encounter him, let us put before him what we want. Because this man asked for deliverance. He asked Christ to save him. And Christ saved him. What about you? Our families, our children, our husbands, our wives, our brothers, our sisters, are they all right? Are we all right ourselves? Are we right with God? These are things that we have to contemplate. And today, if there's anything on our heart, let us put before God. And see what he can do for us. Let us not take back the burdens that we carry in our heart back home. It will be foolhardy to carry a burden when you know somebody who can help you with a burden. You say, no, leave me alone to carry my burden. That is not a wise decision. A wise decision is when there is help at hand, let us grab it with 2 hands. That is all we can do. Brothers and sisters, this is the message that I have to give to you today. Christ has done it for many people. He did it for the thief on the cross, a criminal, all his lifetime. Just the moment of an eye, to receive the salvation. Look at the Samaritan woman. Look at the prostitute. They all encountered Jesus. And they received their healing. Look at the criminal, the murderer, like Paul. He met Christ. Encounter with Christ changed him. Brothers and sisters, encounter with Christ brings about all the change. That's all I can tell you. But first, look at yourself. Tell Jesus your name. Tell him that you are proud. Tell him that you are unforgiving. Tell him that you got hatred. Tell him that you can't manage your affairs. Tell him that your children are worrying you. You don't know what to do. Put your prayers, your petition before Christ today. And when you do that, you'll never be the same. The Lord is willing to hear from you. But you only have to ask him. Put before him what you need, and he will do the rest. May God have mercy upon us, so that today we will do our best to invite him into our midst. May God have a blessing upon his